Good evening, everyone. Tonight is August 26th, and for me, it's the last night of confirmation and all of our 8th and ninth graders that are in confirmation. Of course, they were 7th and 8th graders when we start, but that's the nature of 2020, isn't it? But we've had a great time together, and tonight is the last night. And so, in the Sundays to come over the next couple of months, I expect that you'll be seeing some testimonies of some of our students who wish to make a public profession of faith and join the church in membership in their own right. And so they're going to be doing that over the next weeks. And I know we have a couple of them already scheduled for September 6th. So I'm really excited about that, and I know that'll be a deep encouragement to all of you. I don't have a whole lot tonight, which is probably good since you had to put up with a 30-minute video last week. But I thought I would begin by reading the first 3 verses of Acts chapter 13, our text for this Sunday, to give us kind of a head start on where we're going to be as we see the focus of the attention continue to shift towards Paul, still called Saul by his Jewish name in Acts right now in chapter 13. So let me read that for you, verses 1 to 3. Now there were in the church at Antioch prophets and teachers: Barnabas, Simeon, who was called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, a lifelong friend of Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. While they were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Holy Spirit said, "Set apart for me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them." Then after fasting and praying, they laid their hands on them and sent them off. And so you can tell just by the first 3 verses that we are now entering into the time of the book of Acts, the rest of the book of Acts really, which will focus on the missionary journeys of Paul. And this very first one begins with him and Barnabas. And as we saw at the end of the previous chapter, chapter 12, John Mark will be with them. So that'll be part of the plot line, the role of John Mark here in this first missionary journey as they take off. And we'll touch on that in chapter 13. But obviously what we have in this text is an example of a church sending people off, sensing the call by the Holy Spirit to send people off to share the gospel and minister to folks. And so that gives us something to think about as we're preparing for our upcoming text this Lord's Day on Sunday. And of course we have our own aspiring missionary, Rebecca Donaldson, who is in preparations to be sent off. And so we believe that she's been called. She's in the process of raising her deputation, her needed funds. She's pretty close on her one-time giving, which was a big number because she needed to get a particular kind of visa to go to Greece. She'll be working there in a ministry for victims of sex trafficking. But also she has her ongoing monthly expenses, and those she needs quite a bit left. So this is probably the time with the hiatus of her mom's death and not being able to continue the work of preparing for the ministry, but getting back into that she's probably a little bit discouraged, I would think. We'll find out if she knows I'm talking about her tonight on the video or not. But I want to encourage you to pray about supporting Rebecca with your prayers and with your financial gifts as she hopes to head off here soon to begin this ministry that she believes God has called her to and we wish to send her off to. Couple of other things for this evening. Wanted to mention, and this is kind of a long time in coming, but I have to admit that for us as a staff, we were just kind of made aware. We're always trying to be very sensitive about placing photographs, images, videos of children, anyone really, but particularly children, on our website. And it has dawned on us that this would apply to the live stream as well. So we have a plan. If you happen to be a family with some sensitivities to having anyone in your family, not just your children, but could be you for various reasons, or you just prefer not to be seen on the live stream, we're going to try to rearrange the seating arrangement a little bit to accommodate that and make sure that our broad camera views of worship do not include most of the sanctuary. So if that's something that's important to you, would you kindly let us know here at the church? Give us a call, email me or Benet or Brandon, and we would be happy to discuss that with you and find out what we need to do to accommodate you if you are coming to worship or if you'd like to come to worship but you do not want to appear visibly on our live stream. And then also wanted to make a quick announcement. Very excited about this. I say something about it in the September Shepherd, which is coming out. But at the time I wrote that, I didn't know much more about it. But we are planning to begin Wednesday evening activities. It will be different, of course, as everything has been different, but we plan to start on the first Wednesday night of October, which would be October 7, and we are working on a 6-week curriculum. So we will start off with worship like we've always done here at Westkirk on Wednesday nights, and then we will remain together in the sanctuary with a seating arrangement that will work for the number of people who are coming, and we will have a brief maybe not a lesson, but we'll at least go through the text that we are preparing to discuss together that evening. And we're going to be looking at some of Jesus' parables from the Gospels. So I'm really excited about that. 6 evenings. We hope to begin on October 7th. If that changes, you certainly will know, and we'll begin promoting that as we get closer to the beginning of October. So there will be a live component for those who would like to come. Following our church policy, of course, but if you'd like to come and participate that way, you may do that. And then we will also be live streaming it. So I'm very excited. So you can participate at home with our Wednesday evening ministry. We'll begin with 15 minutes or so of worship. Then we'll have this brief introduction to the text, the parable that we're talking about. Then we'll probably sing another song as the children who are present will be dismissed, as the students who are present will be dismissed. And the adults will remain in the sanctuary, probably with me, and we'll do a little bit more in-depth study on the passage that will remain on the live stream. And the materials to help you at home, parents or grandparents with children or students, will be available online. So that's kind of a thumbprint of what we think is going to be happening on October 7th when we start WOW for the fall. 6 weeks we think it'll be, and if nothing changes, we hope to be able to do a very similar thing in the spring. If things change and we can open up, we'll probably go back to WOW as we all remember and love it. So no meal on Wednesday nights. We will be following the policy. You can participate present in the building or at home via live stream, and we're really excited about it, which also means it'll be there on YouTube for you to look at later. If you and your family would like to do it together on an evening other than Wednesday nights. So we're really excited about that. That's what we think we know right now. More details will come in upcoming weeks. But we're very excited about it and thankful that we're going to be able to return to doing some formal discipleship ministry and participate in that together. So thanks everyone for joining tonight, and I hope you have a good evening and a good week, and I look forward to seeing you again this upcoming Sunday, our last Sunday in August, believe it or not, and I'll see you either live or live stream. Good night.